So yesterday we had stopped with the history of C, right? We were telling about from where or which was the first programming language or high-level language, which was somewhat similar to that of C. Don't think that Algol ma'am is telling now. In internet it was showing something else, and we studied in PU's Fortran or something else is the first programming language. In your textbook, each authors, they'll be referring and telling the first programming language as a one, which is like similar to C programming language. So from which all programming language they had taken the basic or the best features in order to build the C programming language. They are just mentioning that. Okay. If you refer internet, you will get to know that there are many programming languages which was introduced or which was unnoticed, and we are not mentioning also, right? Yesterday had shown you the timeline. So in your textbook, they referred from Algol, okay? So in 1960, Algol, and 1967, Basic or BCPL, and 1970 SB. Some are chatting, what happened? Some messages. Okay, so my voice is breaking, somebody is telling. Is it clear now? My voice is breaking. Let me check. Is it clear or network problem is there? I'll just connect. Okay. I have connected LAN now. We have both Wi-Fi and LAN. In case, is it breaking now also? Clear, okay. So some of the features they have taken from the previous programming languages, and those features which are like some defects or some features which are not existing and which are in demand, they had included in the new programming languages. And so likewise, they had seen that in the last programming language, that is BCPL and B programming language, what was the specialty? It was not having any data type. They were typeless programming language. So they introduced the C programming language. Now we will see what are the features which make C as a powerful programming language. So as I told, in this slide or in this chapter is just a brief introduction of all the chapters, and we are just seeing why C is an important programming language. Even though we have many other programming languages introduced after C, we are still starting with the C programming language, right? Even in the syllabus of BCA and MCA also, we have C programming language as the first programming language to be studied by the programmers or the students. So here, why we are considering C as a powerful language? So we'll be seeing all these terms in the next chapter. C is having a set of built-in functions. We have in C a set of built-in functions. You can always message in the chat. I'll reply whenever I'm asking the questions. So built-in functions. You might have heard about functions at least. I think in C++, some of you have studied also. And like those are not coming from computer background also. I'll just tell you a set of code which are repeatedly used. A set of code or set of lines of programming statements which are repeatedly used can be named and delimited within a curly bracket. That is within a set, or we can make it as a block of statement. So such set of lines of code which are named with a particular name can be named, can be called, in simple words I'm telling, can be called as a function. A function will have a name, an argument, and a return value. That's it. So we will come across what are functions, what are data types, and what are operators in the coming up chapters. So we have to just understand that this is a powerful language which is having built-in functions, which is having data types and operators. The previous language was not having data types, right? Data types also we will come across in the next chapter. I had explained yesterday also. We will be writing a program. We will be writing a program with basic building blocks of keywords and identifiers. So when we write a program, each word in the program will be a mix of identifiers and keywords. So these identifiers may be variables declared. So these variables are used in order to get some value from the user. So you don't get confused or think that it is very complicated. Just now you just understand the terms which are like built-in functions, data types and operators are the things which make C as a powerful language and which can be used in order to write complex programs. And then what else is there? As I told, we had seen in yesterday's slide, the language which computers understand will be the zeros and one. What is zeros and one? That is only the binary code, and that is a machine level language. And we saw how the high level language will be converted into assembly language, and then we will be converting into the machine level language or the binary code, right? So here we can, there are like whenever we see something in terms of computer, we have to imagine it as a program. Yesterday I had shown you a compiler and an assembler. In the first slide I had shown there are certain like mediators will be converting, which will be converting the high level language into the machine level language. I hope you remember the first slide. So in that, you know, the compilers can be written. Most of the compilers are still written using the C programming language. And even so it will be having the capabilities of both the assembly language as well as the high level language. That's why we are considering C as an important programming language. And it is also well suited for writing the system software and application software. So tell me what is a system software and what is an application software. This I think almost everyone might have studied in your school days. Those who didn't take computers also might have studied. Tell me, now there are 61 participants. So all students are there, I think, today. I think only two are absent. So tell me, or you can give in the chat box, what is the difference between system software, a simple difference between a system software and an application software. Or you can even tell an example for system software. You can give it in the chat box also, no problem. Yeah. System software, Sudarshan replied, software that makes a computer works, right? Then systems, example, Manoj has given operating system, Gautam has given Windows. So Windows is an example for the operating system software, which is categorized as the system software. Tell me an example for application software. So many are messaging, right? Naveen, Bharat Kumar, Abhishek, system software operating system. Yeah, and Linux. Naveen has replied, yes, Linux is a software, is an OS. MS Office is an example of Gautam, application software, right? So all these MS Office, Word, Excel, and all, no, those are the application software. And then C++, Firefox, browsers, everything can be categorized as a application software. So all those softwares which are required in order to run the computer or which we are installing on top of the hardware. Good. Now all are sending correct answers only. Application software example, web browser. Good. Gayatri, Likit browsers are example. Yeah. WordPad, PUBG, Sudarshan. Only games you will be knowing, right? Okay, good. Now you can stop. So all these are the all are clear, I think, like what is system software and what is application software. System softwares are the softwares which we will be installing directly on the hardware. That is, we will be directly interacting with the hardware of your laptop. That is the first software which we will be installing on your system. So what will be the first software which we will be installing on the system? Your operating system. So operating, nowadays we will be installing Windows 10, Windows 8, right? And some may be going for Fedora, Linux softwares. No, we have in our lab also, both operating system we have installed. And we have in fourth semester, I think, Unix. So we'll be going for that for execution in the other operating system. Now, application software are those which are installed for a specific task. You know, One example for application software will be our MS Word, MS Office, right? MS Office package. In that we have Word, Excel, and then PowerPoint. So all these applications is meant for a specific task. It is like if you want, you can install. Application softwares are the softwares which we can, which we have an option to install or not install, right? But system software is a compulsory thing, that is mandatory that we have to install a system software. So some of the other softwares are the compilers. In order to run a program, suppose in order to have the C programs also, no? Like in order to run, we have to have a compiler in that, no? And even Java programs also. And in the system software, we can categorize those which are essential in order to run the system. As a operating system is an example for that. So all these can be written using the C programming language. So some of the other programming language, which high-level languages which we have, may not be still used for writing the system software or the application software. Now it all has changed, but still, you know, we are we are explaining why C was considered as an important programming language. So all these, you know, they may ask these questions, you know, sometimes they may ask, but not, I have not seen much questions from this side. But still you have to understand the importance of C. So in this slide, we have seen why C is considered as a powerful language because of the built-in functions, data types, and the operators which can be used in order to write complex programs. Then C compilers combines the capability of both the assembly language and high-level language. So these compilers, you know, when we are running the program, compilers will be there in C, right? It can be used, or even some of the compilers are written using C programming language, and it has the capability of both the assembly language and the high-level language. It can be used for writing both the system softwares and the application software. What we are installing in our laptop, all those are the, when we just tell a software, you know, it is a set of codes, right? That is all written using some programming language. So that's why we are taking C as an important programming language. Now, just to understand, no, like I have represented the whole system in the form of a circle. So inner core, if you have the hardware, on top of the hardware, the first software which you install will be our system software. On top of the system software, we will be installing our application software. Is it clear? So the software which is essential is our system software. It will be our operating system, and we will learn about it later. I just kept one slide. Now, a few more important points which we have to understand is why C is important, because there are only 32 keywords in C, and its strength lies in its built-in function. In the previous slide, I told we have many built-in functions, and even it has many data types with which we can write complex programs. When we write a program, it will be a mix of keywords and identifiers. So we will learn what is a keyword in the next chapter. So keywords are those which we cannot, for which we cannot change the meaning. So it has a specific meaning and it has to execute the specific function. So those keywords we cannot use as an identifier. So we will study in the next chapter, but now you understand that C is having a set of 32 keywords, and it has many built-in functions. And C is portable and can run in different operating systems. We will be running C programs in our Windows operating system. The same C program can be run in Linux operating system using GCC compiler. Understood? So we have C is portable means we can run in different operating systems. The same C program we can run in the Windows operating system as well as the Fedora or the Linux, any of the different versions of Linux operating system. Then ability to extend itself. So when the now we have 62 participants. Whenever participants are less. Sometimes now I will be giving you the link for attendance. So be careful, and you should always reply in the chat box when I'm asking some question. So now, ability to extend itself as it is a collection of functions that are supported by the C library. So whenever there are certain functions which are commonly used, suppose Max department is using our C programming, they will be always referring to the square root function, or they may be using most of the max functions, right? Absolute value, power of a certain number. So those functions which are commonly used will be added into the C library. Then we can reduce the length of the code by just calling the function from the C library. When we are calling from the C library, we have to include the header file. Don't get scared of all these points. I'll just show one simple program after this. After that, you will understand that it's very simple. So another point is C is a structured programming language. All these terms you will learn in the next chapter. Don't get scared. What is a structured programming language? So the small the simple thing to understand is C is a well-organized programming language. That's all. Structured programming language means we are not writing the code without any proper structure. That is what we will tell is like for each function we will be grouping it as a block. In structured programming language, before structured programming language, we had a programming language which will be just like a unstructured programming language without any proper delimitation. So here in C was the first programming language which was structured, and then it had a set of code which was for a particular function. That's why we are calling it as a structured programming language. Before C, we were not following any structured programming concept. So these are the basic things which make C as a distinct or an important programming language. Now, we are starting with the format of a simple C program. So this will be the basic format of a small program. We have to have, the first thing you should be having when we are writing a program is a header file, and then you will be having a main function starting with a curly bracket. So the program starts with a curly bracket. This is known as a curly bracket. And then in case you want to give some information about the program, delimiters. So for here I am referring the delimiter as a curly bracket in order to like show that this is the beginning of the program and this is the ending of the program. So Darshan, you were asking for the end of file and the beginning of file, right? Yeah. So here the program set of statements, we will be starting with a curly bracket. So that's the meaning of delimiters. Like in this, we will be having a set of lines starting and ending with a curly bracket. Okay, so this is the set of code which will be executed when we are calling main function. Understood? Likewise, you can write many functions in C program. So for each function, we will be starting the function with a curly bracket and ending it with another curly bracket, which shows the starting and ending of the function. So we will go to that later. So that means C is a structured C programming language. You just understand now what are the basic formats of a simple C programming language. We are going to type a program. So what is the first thing? I will explain what is a header file, but now as a picture you understand, we will be adding instead of hash I have, one second. We will be including a header file, and the program will be started with a main function. For any simple program, or the most essential thing for a program is a main function. I'll show you what are the different varieties of writing main function. And the coding will be starting with a curly bracket And then if you want to have some information regarding the program, suppose if you want to write, this is Benita Jason, some information regarding the program. This is a program in order to print hello world. That information can be given in command lines. Command lines will be starting with a backslash and an asterisk. Then the lines of code or the program statements will be written. At the end of the statement, program statement, we will be closing with a curly bracket, opening and closing of the bracket. So this will be the basic format of a C program. Now, here is a small program which everybody like you can just see. So we will execute, and I have just given without any void and without any get ch. I'll just show you how to execute this program. So here, as I told, the basic thing is the first we have to include a header file. Header files are nothing but a set of libraries which we have included into the program. This is for the standard input output. When we are outputting something, that is when we are printing something onto the monitor, we will be using printf and scanf. This is a keyword called printf, which is again a function which is defined, which is predefined in the C library. Don't get like scared of those terms. We will see how easy is it to execute a C program. So it will be having a header file followed by main, and then starting off the program with a curly bracket with a command given in the within the command line. This is optional, that just giving information regarding the program, and then we will be having a printf statement. So now I'll just stop and give you that link for attendance. 1 second. I'll be putting the link in the chat box. As soon as you get, you just fill it now, okay? Give attendance. Yes, Sudarshan has asked, printf is for output, scan is for the input, right? For getting the input from the user using the keyboard, we'll be using scanf. See, theory textbook is, we are referring Balagurusamy. If you want to take it from the library, yesterday two BSc, PJC students came and took a textbook from the library. And I have also kept the scanned PDF in the Google Classroom. And in case, if you want to buy that Balagurusamy textbook, you can always do. I had kept everyone just give attendance. And after giving attendance, you have to give yes in the chat box. Okay, so done. Something to indicate that you have executed, you have given attendance. So here syllabus also I had uploaded. Hope everyone is able to see the syllabus, right? So here in this, what textbook they have given is Balagurusamy programming using. This is the textbook name. If you want, I'll just put in the chat box. Last semester, nobody was taking, so like they were referring only to the notes. So this is the textbook. So if anyone wants to buy, it's good to have this programming in NCC, by Balagurusamy. It's very easy to understand also. And I'm following the same book. And if you want to have from the library, you can always have, take it from the library. Okay. So now 63 participants are there. Like one more has, yesterday one more has joined, I think. If student strength is increasing, we may split into 2 batches also, okay? And if you are finding it difficult, please let me know. Any question you can ask in the chat box, I'll answering to you. So here, yesterday I started with the Turbo C and you had downloaded Turbo C. You may be getting a folder like this, right? So in order to use the Turbo C, you have to right click or listen everyone. Everyone will have this doubt and you'll have to do it by yourself when you are installing in your laptop. Right click on the folder which you downloaded. I had asked you to install or download Turbo C 3.2. Right click and extract to. You have to give extract to because it is a zipped folder. You have to first extract it. So I have already extracted. So that's why that error is coming. So here I have extracted and then it will come up like this. Or if you want, I'll just delete and show it once again. Okay. So right click and extract to Turbo C. Okay. So it will extract like this and the photo will come up like that. And you have to go to this folder and click on setup exe. Sachin, a new student, no, he was telling he was not able to install. Okay. So here, after going into the folder, double click on setup exe. Is it clear? I have already installed, so it will come up like this. And then you have to click on next in order to execute or in order to run the software and install Turbo C 3.2. Okay, I have already installed. You have to go with this. You click on next and it will execute and install by itself. Hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, please message in the text box. I think almost those who are not having laptop, please make sure that you have to buy it. You can go for even second hand, if you are not. Okay, then we will continue with this. Like after installing, then you will be getting a folder in C drive. If you are good in C, I may give you small projects also. So after installing, you will be getting a folder called Turbo C in C drive. Are you getting? So after clicking on this Turbo C folder, you can either go to this Turbo C++ and then you will find the exe file. Now this one you have to double click. So if you want to send a shortcut, you can always keep it on the desktop or you can directly go to this folder and double click. Click on Start Turbo C. I'll give you the steps. So now Turbo C will be opening. After that, you have to click on File, New. After clicking on File, New, what you have to do? First thing is you have to save it because in between if power goes, you will not be saving it. File, Save. You have to name it properly. So I am just naming it as PRG1. PRG1.c. You should see that in the PUC you might have given extension as .cpp, that was C++. Now we are just executing a C program, so just give .c. Now start typing the program like this will be our header file. Then after that, you will be typing main. I'll tell you what is the difference between main and void main. So I'm just printing whatever we gave over there, printer. Hello world. Or you can give, well, I'll give welcome to San Francisco. Okay. Then, now what will happen? If I run this program, in order to run the program, what are the things required also, I will just tell you. And I will show you how many errors will be there when we are executing this program. So in order to compile the program, I'll give you the step. Either you can go for click on this compile and then click on compile. That is Alt F9 is the key combination. In some laptops, now the new laptops, you may have to press 3 keys. That is, you have to click on Alt, Function, and F9. Or I'll give you in PPT what you have to do for compilation. Just for the time being, you can go for from the menu, click compile, and then click on compile here. So it will be compiling. So it will be showing the warning. It is not having any error, but it is showing a warning. When you get this warning, function should return a value. What is the function over here now? I didn't share, I think. Did I share? Are you able to see? Just give yes in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Then, okay. Then I'll be just showing you again. I thought you were. Okay. So when you get this error, function should return a value. What is our function here? Main is our function. So I will tell you what are the different versions of main. If you are giving main, that is the name of the function. A function should be having two more things. That is, one is a return value, one is a and other is a argument. Understood? Arguments are given in bracket. So here, if I am giving something between the bracket, that is named as arguments, and the thing which is given before main is known as a return value. If I am giving I should always mention that our main function is not returning anything. So the keyword in order to mention that the main function is not returning a value is known as void. I will explain this in the next chapter, but just for showing you how to run a program and just giving you a demo. So in order to show that the main function is not returning any value, we have to give void. Is it clear? So we will be giving void. And then printf, welcome to St. Francis. Again, we will go to compile in order to remove that warning. So we don't have any warning, neither we have any errors. So now we will go for running of the program is using the key combination Control plus F9, or you can directly click on the menu run. So now we couldn't see the program running. Then what happened? It's not catching the output screen. In order to go to the output screen, it is already printed, but we are not seeing it because it is not waiting at the output screen. So we have to give get ch. Until one input is given from the user, it will be holding the output screen.